Lord have mercy. All right, what's up, everybody? Before I get started, let me do some unboxing because my birthday was November 11th, and the icon from New York sent me a gift. So let me open it up. The icon from New York. Let's see what the icon got. Wiley. Let us see. Let us see. OMG. Chanel. What is in this bag? OMG. The Wiley Show from the icon. Happy birthday, Big 30, 11, 11, 20. Oh my gosh. Lord, did I say it right, Chanel? This is good. Oh my gosh. I don't want to open it. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Oh, MG. Ooh, this smells good. Woo, this smells good. I'm not going to spray it yet. Ooh, let me see. Let me see something. Yes. Yes. Okay. That was that. And he gave me a card. Beautiful. I cannot wait till I go out and put this on. Definitely going to put it on at work so I can smell good for the residents. Okay. So, got a birthday card here. Let's see what the birthday card got. Okay. Let's see what the birthday card. Oh, this smells really good. Oh, that smells good. You don't need like one drop. You don't need like a whole lot. Got a card. Let's see what the card says. Let's see what the card says. It says, so you say you have old church lady, as they say, have, hey dear, hey dear they, how are you doing, Wiley? LOL. Yes. OMG. Love you. Yes. Okay, no, this card didn't come from icon. This came from somebody else. This is beautiful. OMG. Oh my gosh. She sent me these beautiful pictures. Wow. Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams caller. I am the infamous Wendy Williams caller. I decided to reveal myself for you on your 30th birthday. This is our little secret. Love you. Oh my God. This is the Wendy Williams caller. What? She gave me a card. Oh my God. In a love token. I'm not going to show your face. Your secret's safe with me. Okay. That was the Wendy Wills caller. She left me a card. A beautiful card. It said, you are a gift to everyone who knows you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That was the Wendy Wills caller. Okay. The Wendy Wills caller came through from Wiley. All right, y'all. So we're here. We're here for shout out to the icon from New York, and also shout out to the Wendy Williams caller. Now we're gonna be talking about chasing Atlanta. And so in this episode, it has still got Kendra pretty much mad at Oliver for whatever reason. Last week, Oliver left. He didn't want to fight Kendra. And then you got Troy. They was in Troy apartment. Troy got a nice apartment. I heard that Troy got a big peen. That's what I heard. Word on the street from my reliable source in Atlanta that Troy got a big old peen. That's one of the members. They say he is really big. Okay. And I told my sources anyway, you can send me evidence and proof so I could post it on Patreon. They said they might have some evidence. And so we might post it on Patreon. But one of the guys on there, the big boy guy, what's his name? I don't know his name. The one with the mustache. They say he looked like Fred Hammond. We see we see that he was up on there the platform pretty much telling Kendra don't fight. Then you see Dominique, he do his confessional talking about this is wrong, they shouldn't be fighting and all of this. And let me tell you something about Dominique. It's something special about Dominique. I said this last time. It's something special about him, but I just don't like the way he dressed. I was telling somebody, I'm like, tell him that he don't have to dress all that with the black on, with the black hat, with the black fur, like the black glasses, look like he got feathers on it, because Dominique is a very attractive guy, and I think it take away his sexiness when he dressed so exotic, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. It take away from his look of him dressing like that. That's what it personally, that's just my personal opinion. It takes away from his look. And that just be being honest. Now, when it comes to, I see Rico in the back. Rico is really sweet. He's a rapper. He's not really into the mess like that. He's really, really sweet, but he's not into the mess. And that's one thing that I like about, Rico. He's there. He's chasing his dream and to do his dream. But one thing about Troy, last season, he really didn't have any clout. He was really boring, but this year he's very messy. He's into the mess, he into the gossip and everything like that. But then you get to, you see, of course, Dominique. Okay, he definitely he meets up with Cameron. Now, I personally heard that production is done with Cameron. I think this is his last episode. His last season with Chase and Alana. My source told me that Cameron is pretty much done with. He did his cancer storyline. Nobody was really feeling it. They saying that, nobody's booking him for fashion shows. So they really, really done with Cameron. They want to go in a different direction. So I've heard from a source that this is Cameron last season. And it feels like it because he's not in enough scenes. You don't really see him in any scenes. Me and Cameron, a little fun note, we were born on the same day, the same year. Our birthdays on the same day. We was born both on 1990. So I have like a special bond, a Scorpio bond with him. But, Dominique, he shows up to Cameron's house and they was having a conversation about what really happened. And Cameron really just ain't really into that. Like he don't have too many scenes. And I was looking at they could have just, no shade, exited him out the season because he's not in really no scenes. He didn't show up to Troy birthday, the Troy Christmas party. He didn't really show up to meet up with, with Jake, with London or with Q. You really don't see much of Cameron. Hell, you really don't even see much of Q or London. So pretty much the new cast members, it's this new regime. Everybody pretty much is resolved around Kendra and Oliver. And this just revolve around their storyline. I really don't see a good storyline with Dominique. He's supposed to be this pet person, supposed to be, helping people with their pets and stuff like that. I really want some more of his storyline of him chase his dreams, but it's just like he just, it's just like he just Oliver, sidekick or Oliver number 2. It's just like all of them just up Oliver's ass and they don't have their own identity. That's just my opinion in this. So they had some Jack Daniel liquor, Dominique and Cameron. They was drinking, they was having a conversation and everything like that. So I was kind of bored by that whole thing. I was really kind of bored by it when I was looking at it. It was putting me to sleep. I'm like, okay, I'm not really feeling this scene. I see Dominique and them trying to have a conversation and all of that. Then it gets to Oliver. Now, everybody was throwing shade. They was talking about why is Oliver mama getting all this camera time? I said the same thing. Oliver mother is getting more camera time than Cameron, a cast member. Oliver taking his mom out to get a facial, and there's nothing wrong with it. I think that's a beautiful relationship. His mama is a lesbian and she's part of the community. I think it's a beautiful thing. Last week we found out that she was in an accident that she didn't want Oliver to know. This week he's taking his mama out to a spa and she let him know that she's married, that she says she's married to the trade. I don't know how much to feel about it because I really don't want to see people mamas on here. But hey, if this is the Oliver show, he have all the power. Pretty much, he is the star of the show. So when you're the star of the show, you can bring your mama along. Okay, bring mama. He did literally. His mama's on the show with her tattoos and everything else like that. She seemed like a sweet woman, you know. His mama's on the show. Mama Oliver Twist, Mama Twist on the show. Mama Twist is on the show. That's what it is, you know. So Mama Twist is definitely on the show, getting camera time, and they having a conversation about all the stuff that's really going on, and Oliver just talking, being messy with Mama and all of that. Then you see a guy, he looked like a CNA back there, look a chunky guy right there doing Mama, you know, facial and stuff like that. But it was really, really good. So they give Oliver a lot of, you know, camera time. Just pretty much the Oliver show. Okay, so let me fast forward through this scene. Y'all see me looking over. I'm looking at the show. Then it's he's Van Zap. She did her recap of the show, pretty much through shade at Oliver. Then they get to the segment of the coronavirus about things that are getting shut down. So the production was they pretty much shut the production down. Dominique lose a lot because his where he do the pets and get the pets all together, that shop pretty much shut down because of the coronavirus. But some of his clients started to bring the dogs to his house. And so he started to, you know, pamper the dogs, get the dogs ready at his house. And of course, you know, Rico meet up at Dominique's house. And they had a conversation, and they was up there doing the hookah bar. They was on the hookah bar, and they was talking about the coronavirus and all of that. And Rico was talking about his career, about being a rapper, about how he was pretty much touring before the coronavirus. He got an album that's going to drop. But I really want to see more Rico, so I probably need to do an interview with him. Did my boy show up on the scene? King Kane, y'all. King Kane shows up, and he pretty much in. And I heard. Y'all heard it here first. This is my source. They said King Kane will be replacing Cameron. Now, this again, let me tell y'all the truth. King Kane will be replacing Cameron. Because King Kane would pretty much be on Chasing Atlanta because he's in Atlanta now. But Dominique, word on the street, got him to come to Atlanta. And that Dominique, now, don't throw shade. This is what I heard, that Dominique and King Kane would stand together. They was all stand together, threesomes and all that type of stuff. Threesomes and all that. That's what I heard. Just rumor on the street. I heard that, you know, King Kane and Dominique would stand together, and it was a big threesome and all of that with the boyfriend and all that. I ain't mad at if it really happened. And I was telling my source, is this really true? They was like, yeah, they stayed together because they met each other off Instagram. And he moved with them to Atlanta, and Dominique told, you know, him to move down there. So that's what I heard. So I would love to see King Kane. I think King Kane have his own identity. They call him the safety pin queen. You know, Dallas didn't pretty much show him no love. So we shall see if he's going to get some love in the show. Then it gets to Q. Then it goes to this segment. Q and Troy, they have a FaceTime conversation talking about some things, you know, and of course, Q was talking about, you know, what's really going on. Troy was up there gossiping with him. They was throwing shade at Troy bed. They was talking about Troy got a twin size bed that is not a full size bed. It looked really small. Then Troy was showing his cakes. Really good looking guy. Troy looks really good. Very attractive, you know, very, very attractive and everything like that. So I'm really feeling Troy. Like, Troy really making it be known, like, I don't want to be canceled. This is not my time to really be canceled and all of that. Then it gets to Oliver again, okay? Oliver threw some event together for his seasoning and about the food. He's coming out with his own seasoning with the food and stuff. And he started want to be a caterer and all that. Something he learned from Maddie, because, you know, Maddie used to do the cooking show. Anything that Oliver doing, he pretty much got the inspiration from T.S. Matters. Because, you know, T.S. Matters used to do a cooking show with her man that she used to pay. What's the guy that she used to pay? I forgot his name. But she used to pay him to come on there and do the cooking show. And so that's pretty much what they're doing. But Rico, I love you, Rico. You kept it real. When Rico did his confessionals, he was like, well, the macaroni and cheese was dry. It wasn't tasting so good, and the food was cold because it looked at cold and it looked at dry. And I was like, Rico, thank you for telling the truth in them confessionals that the food was dry and that, you know, the macaroni and cheese was dry. It definitely looked like that. So I was like, okay, Rico, you really, you know, telling the truth and not, you know, out here playing no games. And then some guy looked like with a lot of gray hair. he showed up to where Oliver was. They was hugging, and then Oliver was like, "This is my friend, old friend." Just be real. That's somebody that you ucking. That was somebody that you ucking. Somebody that you upped. Okay, starts with an F. So I'm gonna just say you was ucking. That y'all what? This is my friend. Ain't no man bringing you no flowers, grinning like that unless y'all ucking. Okay. There's somebody who was ucking, and so he show up, and then they have a conversation outside. You can just really tell, like, this is all just to help Oliver's storyline. You know, Oliver is really, really good. I do sense that he got creative control in his storyline. Then it gets to Troy up there talking to Dominique. I'm sorry. Let's go to the studio. Then it goes to Rico in the studio, and they was talking about his rap, and you could just really tell, like, a lot of the cast people were scrambling for like a storyline, scrambling to tape something because of the coronavirus. And so I saw Kendra, she had on her red wig outfit, baby, it looked banging. So if y'all go to that 51-38 minute mark, Kendra looked it real good. I'll give Kendra that. Kendra, that red and the red like earrings, baby, you did a good job. I really living for the red lips and all that. At first, you know, dark skinned people don't look really well in red, but you let it work for you, and it looked really good. It looked really great, and I was really, really feeling it and everything like that. Okay, it was really good. So I give her credit. She was looking really good in her confessionals. I really, really give it to her. Of course, Troy was looking really good in his confessionals as well. And let's be clear, and Dominique was looking really well in his confession. He had on a fur like type of hat, and he had like cotton balls around his blue jacket. He looked it really good. It wasn't too much demonic. It was the other look. It really showed out his look, because sometimes you can dress so bad and look so bad. You can dress so much and it take away from your looks, but that looked really, really, really good. So that was great. And of course, the last scene ended up when Dominique and Rico was outside gossiping what was going on. Then Troy was gossiping about, you know, Kendra, etc. Then Kendra showed up, and then then it ends. So pretty much this episode was really okay. It's not really the best. It's not that much drama. Pretty much last season is pretty much with this Oliver twist storyline, and Kendra talking about how much she don't like Oliver. I'm really not feeling it. It's not enough drama for me. And it's a lot of new people on the cast that you really they trying to find their way into the mix. So I give this, you know, wasn't the best, you know, I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't the best. It just wasn't really the best. And maybe because I've been watching a lot of G Status ATL Hustle shows, and that show had a lot of drama, and they still got 4 episodes to be released. And I heard word on the street that they're waiting to drop these episodes. It's going to be coming soon. That G Status want to compete with Chasing Atlanta with dropping episodes. So we shall see. And I heard that it's filled with drama with Sherrod and all of them. But Chasing Atlanta, okay. I just want to see more than Oliver Twist and his mama. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to see no more of that, because mama is not a cast member. Okay, I want to see Oliver Twist actually chase his dreams working with T.S. Madison, you know. But when it comes to this show, I really just not really the best. Just not really the best when it comes to it. Okay. Okay. like what? Like, really? Okay. Now everybody else had their mamas on that. Didn't that be like a different story? Okay. It's just like Oliver just need his own show, because it's just like he having his own show within the show. In my humble opinion. That's what I want to say. In my humble opinion. That's exactly what I want to say when it comes to this stuff. Also, too, that's my review of that. And of course, if anybody want to call in, y'all could just dial the number, the 646 number. All right, so let me get into my celebrity gossip piece. Boosie, okay, reportedly having complications after being shot in the leg. According to Neighborhood Talk, Boosie manager confirms that despite having issues after the shooting, Boosie leg isn't getting amputated. It was a rumor that was saying that his leg was getting amputated. That was a false rumor. The manager came out and said, no, it's not getting amputated. He just had some complications. Of course, Lipstick Alley was reporting that it was getting amputated. And this is why it's not so good to always listen to these gossip blogs. So, but Boosie, him hearing he had complications. Y'all already know he had got shot. For those that do not know, in front of the Big T Plaza. I've never been there. I've been living in Dallas all my life. I tend not to go to the ghetto and go to the hood. I tend not to. I stay in my bubble. I don't go traveling to deep South Dallas and all in the hood pockets. I don't, because I said this: if I wanted to visit the hood, I would have stayed in Chicago in the hood. I don't tend to go to hood spots in Dallas. So that's just not gonna happen. And I tell young people my age and younger, like in your 20s, don't be in your car sitting down. Don't go to the ghetto. Be very cautious of that and having people all in your house. I don't. I can just count on my fingers how many times I went to South Dallas, maybe once or twice. I used to work in South Dallas. Don't get me wrong. I did used to work in South Dallas, but I went to work and boom, boom. I didn't go around say, oh, let's go to the hood. Let me go to the Big T Plaza. Because once I saw how ghetto it looked, I'm like, I'm not going to something like that. And especially if you young and you in a car, that just add on just violence. So, but I just tell young people, just be very cautious being in your car and everything like that. But Dallas is definitely is getting ghetto because a lot of people, and I'm gonna say it, a lot of people move to these northern states and they bring in this northern, behaviors to Dallas. They bring in the crime, they bring in, we're gonna sit down in the front, they bring in this mentality that they have from Detroit, Chicago, New York, all these other northern places. And some of your family members you bring it with you, they're bringing their bad behaviors here. And Dallas not equipped and they're not used to having all of this crime like this, because Dallas crime was low. It wasn't this high, but it's increasing because a lot of these people is coming from out of town, coming from Louisiana, and then they're messing up. That is my humble opinion. So I don't tend to be around a lot of ghetto-ness. I tend not to even be around it. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm gonna eventually, like next year, I'm gonna move so we're really far out, not so far away from the hood, and it probably in a nice gated community. That's just my humble opinion. So, but what happened with Boosie, I'm not shocked. When you go to these visuals, when you go to this stuff, it add activities. I was invited to go to it. They was like, "Wow, as you come in, you could report on it." I said no, because the people that put a hit out on whoever his artist, they're gonna become popping or at the next person. And look what happened. They popped that Boosie. So just don't go to that stuff. When it's anytime, I don't go to gang funerals. Like if you were in a gang and you got shot and killed or something like that, I don't go to those type of funerals, because I remember somebody in our church, their son died. They were in the gang and he died from gang violence. And they came to the funeral home, wanted to fight, wanted to hit the body. They went through a whole lot of stuff. And it was so crazy. And I was like, that's why I don't go to that type of stuff. I don't. If you die was gang related, I will not go to that funeral. Now I probably will, send a card to your family, send my condolences, but I won't go to those type of funerals, because those gang members, they be going to them funerals as well. And I don't want to be around that type of activity. It's some stuff it's you can avoid it and everything like that. So just got to be very, very cautious. Even when it comes to these rappers, I don't be around there. I'm not in no entourage. I have a buddy that I grew up with. He a rapper and he loved being around in these entourage and in these hood clubs. And I tell him all the time, I'm like, bro, like you got to get out of that activity. You about to be 30 years old and you want to make it to 30. You got to stop going around this hood stuff. Then there's bullets flying and there's fights. That activity ain't cool. You want to go into another, you know what I'm saying? Go into another industry, like, because you being around that activity, then you want to flash cash all in your IG, you're gonna add more problems to yourself. So I don't think that you should, go to that. That's just my humble opinion. Don't put yourself in that situation, right? So it is what it is. Wiley does yeah, it does. Dallas crime, and I said this when I first got to Dallas. I said, you all better get more police officers because people are moving from up north. I've said it countless times to people in Dallas that I've known. And I say y'all need to increase the thing. But Dallas, let's be clear, Dallas City Hall, they're so like stuck in their ways and outdated. They're not looking at, you got all these people moved from all these other places and they're coming here bringing crime activity with them. So you need to increase the resources and make sure it's more police and to deter these people from doing what they're doing. That was my humble opinion for saying that. So, but of course now there you see it, more shootings, more people getting shot, etc., etc. And all that could have been avoided because the police should have shut down that visual, should have shut it down and said, listen, because of the activity, you all cannot have this. You got a social distance. If you're outside, we will arrest you. They need to be a little bit more tough on crime, in my humble opinion, because if they don't resolve this issue, it's going to be more crime that's going to come. And you definitely have to, you know what I'm saying? You definitely have to watch your surroundings being out this way. So that's why I tend not to be outside at nighttime. And I tend to just, I tend to just get it together. That's just in my humble opinion. Now, it was something else that I definitely want to talk. I want to keep Bobby Brown. Let's keep his family in our prayers. Bobby Brown lost his son, his 28-year-old son. I don't know how he died, but I got the news yesterday that Bobby Brown's son died, and I'm so hurt to hear that because he was so young. And the neighborhood talked about it. So let me read this. A source close to the family tell TMZ Bobby Jr. was found dead Wednesday in a home in LA area. Police are still at the home. Our sources tell us at this point they do not believe there was foul play involved. Bobby Jr. was the half brother of Bobby's daughter with Whitney Houston, Bobby Katrina, who died back in 2015 when she was just 22 years old, of being found lifeless in a bathtub. Then the coroner determined that she had drowned in the tub but have toxic level of cocaine and alcohol in her system. Junior is one of Bobby's 7 children. His mother is Kim, who Bobby dated off and on for 11 years before getting engaged to Whitney. The story is developing. So it's just really sad. These people are just like, it's a lot of young people dying young. This is like really, really young. Okay. And I do believe there's some foul play. I do believe some foul play. I won't be shocked if drugs were involved. I won't be shocked if gang activity was involved. I just will not. I just will not be shocked. A lot of these people are just dying young, and it's just really something. It's just really, really something. They just need to definitely get it together. It's just a lot. The enemy is out here, you guys. So you have to stay prayed up, and you have to avoid situation. Not saying you could do all that and still end up. That's just the world we live in. But tend not to be around all that negative energy and all of that, being around the wrong group of people, especially when you are a son of a celebrity. You also too got to watch out too, because people can be after you for that reason. You got to be cautious of that as well. But I do believe it was some foul play in this. Maybe it was some activity, gang activity, or probably drugs. It will not shock me if any of those reports come out. It will not shock me, but I will keep y'all updated on this case. Once I get more information, I'll definitely keep you all updated on this case. All right. So I will open up the phone lines if any of you all want to call in. Let me open up the phone lines. If any of you all want to call in, I will open up the phone lines. All right. The number is 646-716-8447. That is the number. 646-716-8447. 646-716-8447. That is the number. All right. So if anybody is calling in, and thank you so much to the Icon from New York, and thank you to the Wendy Williams caller for y'all gifts. Thank you for that. And that cologne smells so good. Ooh, I only sprayed a little bit. It smells really, really good. Now, Wiley, that may have had a stroke. Stop. Again, I said may have gang activity and it may have drugs involved in it. I said that's just my opinion. I said I gave my opinion. I'm gonna say that again. So that's what happened to, I think that was what happened. So if you all just joining in, Bobby Brown lost his son, his 28-year-old son. Now they said it was no foul play. I was just giving what I think may have happened, and that's what I said. Okay, I just said what I think what happened. That's what I said. What I think may have happened. And last time I checked, I can give my opinion, and that's why y'all here. Give me a second. Let me open up the phone lines for anybody in the chat. 5840, call you on air.
You said what you said.
Right.
What's going on, Wiley? You're very welcome.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you for the cologne. So what do you want to say about the subject?
I just want to say, it's because of you that I watched the shows, the shows. I just want to say it looked low budget. In my humble opinion, You have Oliver thinking she's a fab girl, and then she have that late tired ass food. I mean, like, it could have been better. Like, you be around Maddie. I mean, I didn't like it. And I'm glad. I forgot his name because I just recently started watching these shows. I forgot the gentleman's name, but I'm glad that he kept it a buck in his confessionals.
Oh, you're talking about Dominique.
And it did.
I'm sorry, you're talking about Rico. Rico, the one, the rapper, the one with the beard, the light skinned one.
And for him to open up and kept it a buck, it made me like him more. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
As opposed to stuck up and
But that to me, that was real because a lot of people on that show is kissing Oliver's ass, and he really broke from that and told the truth. And see, what makes the show interesting when you have multiple storylines, you know what I'm saying? I think Chasing Atlanta in this part is really, really boring because it's focusing on one cast member. You understand what I'm saying? And that comes from a lot of these shows don't have enough budget to pay their cameramans to do a lot of shooting scenes, you know, or they say, let's just focus on this. I wish they would focus a little bit more. Now, when it comes to G Status, it is a couple of storylines that's running with. The only problem with G Status, though, they released their episodes really late. Just like somebody just commented in the comments and said, well, a new episode is coming out tonight. I'm like, if y'all stay on schedule, you all could have been the top show ever because G Status got more entertainment than Chasing Atlanta.
Exactly. And also I just want to mention, like, I was watching, I was like, where is Kendra? I want to see more of Kendra.
Yes, me too.
Like, you know, she needs to have a better standing in the show. But I do want to read her, but not read her. I mean, she was giving Benji cunt last night.
Yes, I mean, especially with her and the cigarette.
Kudos to her. But yeah, she was giving Benji cunt. I mean, girl, like, this is not a read, but it's a read. I am sure your people can find an upcoming designer and, like, girl, make a thing with them. You don't have to wear Chanel, you don't have to wear the fab clothes, but I just didn't like the attire. I did not like the slippers. I mean, girl, you going to be that girl. You're gonna make it. I see it.
I see it too. Her music, don't get me wrong, her music is dope. I just want to see more interviews from Kendra. She got to do more on her social media. She's not that sociable. And the reason why Oliver is so known is because he live and breathe on social media. And that's key of being on.
But who's her manager? Do she still have the same manager?
She still have the manager, but let's be clear. Wayne the Pain, he want to be famous his damn self. Wayne the Pain wanted to be the star. And when you have managers like that, it kind of like take away from being focused on the talent when you yourself as a manager want to be the talent. You can't be both. You got to be a manager or you want to be the talent, but it's going to be hard for you to do both jobs right. And I think he lacking being her manager, just trying to be having camera time because it look like he want to be the star of the show.
And once again, Kendra, if you're listening, this is not a read, but I'm just saying, like, your overall performance, your overall look, this is your brand. So your brand has to be 24/7. Once again, this is not a read. I do like the kiki, but like I said, you need to have a better people around you that would train you, that would dress you, that would keep you in style. Once again, the style doesn't have to be high end to the fifth power.
I hear you,
but I can't wait to keep you in style. Once again, the style doesn't have that you're going to bring it. I see that she's going to bring it because I was watching it like, where the F is Kendra? You know, I can't wait for next week because that's where the drama going
to happen. I'm telling you. Yes.
And that's what I'm watching for.
Yes. And,
but I'm gonna let the next person call.
Okay, but I do give Chasing Atlanta this. They are on schedule with their episodes. I would say that they are on.
And congratulations to the 2.5K. They had a lot. They had a lot of people watching last night.
And that's really great because their brand is strong. Let's be crystal clear on that. They have a strong brand. I just think more so storyline wise, it could have been a little bit better. But the reason why they having an impact of it because their brand is strong. They feed that YouTube channel a lot with Chasing Dallas, then Chasing Atlanta, then they got another show on there, and then plus they got the show that Q is executive producing, Chasing LA. So they got a lot of stuff going on.
They just need to juice it up a little more.
Yes.
That's all. Cut Oliver time and give more to Kendra.
Yes.
That's all.
Absolutely. And I want to see more of Rico of his storyline too. I want to see more of I want to see more of that. I want to see more of Troy. Hell, I want to see more of Cameron.
And honestly, sorry to cut you off. I agree with you 100% when you was talking. I'm not 100% sure what their names are because I just started tuning in.
Okay.
But with the confessional, with the young guy that was wearing the leather, like, is he into S&M? I mean,
right. They talk about Dominique, but it takes away because Dominique is very attractive. But when he wear that stuff,
he's very attractive.
It take away from it.
Yeah, the all black doesn't fit. But when he did wear the blue was okay.
Yes, because it showed his look, his face. You were able to see it. But when you wear all that black stuff, it take away from how he really looked. And I would love to see more of Dominique and his boyfriend.
Not the all black.
I would love to see more of that and get more to Dominique personal life because she don't get along with his family. His family shut him out. So I would like to learn more about that. But they so concerned about Oliver. I'm just that's just my only critique though.
And Dominique looked like he could be a little messy. We need you to bring it out.
Yes, definitely.
Look like he could be messy, and we want the mess.
Yes. Thank you so very much for calling in.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Icon from New York. Let's go. 1012, caller, you on the air. Hello, 1012. Your last four, 1012. Yes, hello, you live on the air.
Hey, so I actually totally disagree with the last person that was on. I am sick of Kendra. Don't want to see her. I get it. They should cut Oliver's time down, but Kendra, no. Absolutely not.
Who do you want to see more of, though?
Honestly, surprisingly enough, I actually want to see more J-Lon. I want to see what he has going on. I know they don't have a whole lot with him right now because I guess he's in China, quote unquote, or just getting back from China. I want to see what Q has going on. I do want to see what's going on between Q and Oliver, but in regards to Kendra, it seems like her only storyline is beefing with Oliver as what's her name, Amani Van Zap says. She's basically just like the weeping willow. She's always huffing and puffing. She's always mad at somebody, and it's just like it's old drama. It's really no drama at all to me. She's too sensitive to be on TV. I mean, what Oliver, it was very light shade that he threw at her last season, and she got so upset at basically nothing to me.
Right. And we talk about Lauren England, and I agree with you, even with Kendra. I believe she's listening to her manager. Her manager got her in a lot of mess, and he was lying in a lot of sense. He wasn't telling the truth. He told his perspective to get under Kendra's skin, and Kendra is just running with this lie. I do believe Kendra needs to humble herself and have a conversation with Oliver, but you can't have a conversation if you want to fight and want to cut somebody out. It ain't gonna work on it. Who want to sit there and be disrespected like that? Come on now.
Period.
So I agree with you on that. And Kendra make good music, but what overshadows her music is her bitterness and her going back and forth with Oliver. We need to focus more so on the music because we're talking about her beef. And this beef, let's be clear, it seems some last season. I'm kind of over it. I'm like, girl, you ain't got nothing else to talk about. Still talking about Oliver? Like, come on.
It's the beef that's not really a beef or whatever, but I will give her that. It's talking about her song, a little diss track that was a bop.
It was.
So I would like to see more of that or whatever. Clearly she's talented, but if that's the only thing that you have to keep you relevant, it's Oliver. And I do believe what Oliver is saying now. At this point, it's just for promo. I think this whole beef thing or whatever is just to keep her relevant and just something to talk about because she has nothing else going on.
Right. We could have learned more about her prison life, her being in jail, her and the man, having the kilos of cocaine. It's a lot that she could have talked about other than talking about Oliver Twist, because she have a lot of dysfunction herself. Grandma putting the house up, not having enough, etc. Them trying to raise the money. I would learn more. I want to know how was it being in prison. I mean, not prison, in jail. I want to learn more about Kendra, about her upbringing, instead of her just focusing on Oliver.
And this is off topic, but whoever said G-Stat is there, child, they are not really an episode tonight. That is a lie. I haven't seen nothing on their page. I went on the Insta and looked real quick. They ain't releasing shit.
They haven't released nothing but November 6th. Yeah, I'm on it right now. There was some other release. I haven't heard anything. I don't know what's going on with G Status. And don't get me wrong, they had so much storylines. But what kind of pissed me off with it, waiting to the last minute. And I heard that the executive producer and the creator of the show is a very perfectionist, but come on, Brad, you on the internet, release that shit. Come on, like that should have been resolved before you put the show out. They would have came out better releasing the show now than to release it so early and don't know when to release the other episodes. This is what these shows got to do. Before you release, have at least all your episodes recorded, taped, and edited, and then release it weekly. But you shouldn't still be taping doing a show because you ain't got the type of budget like that. You can't do what Love and Hip Hop does because they got the money to tape while the show's still going on. Why the people is interested, do all your taping, shoot the show, then release it. But if all your episodes not together, then don't release the show because you're going to have the people waiting for what? We've been waiting for a good month, I would say. And then you get
first.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, so at first, when they were delaying some of the episodes, I thought it was strategy because, Chasing Atlanta was getting ready to come out at the time. And so I thought that they just wanted to try to compete and have their episodes airing while Chasing Atlanta was airing. But at this point, I'm just like, honey, what is the tea? And honestly, it's the communication for me. I feel like if something's going on, you having trouble editing, copyright, whatever, at least say something. Tell us something. They haven't said anything at all, and that's what's really pissing people off or whatever. It's not the delay. It's the lack of the communication. That's what it is.
It is. And then it's like, what can you really communicate as of right now? Because the people is pissed. It's been a month, and some of the cast members been going on a tour about the reunion, and shit, the reunion, the rest of the season is not taped. I'm like, why are y'all doing a press conference, doing a press tour for the reunion when the other 4 episodes haven't been released? And then I'm hearing that they got to reshoot the reunion because it was a lot of fights and violence. But that to me is just all backwards. The whole situation is very draining. It's very backwards for the consumer, for the fans, because they're like upset. I'm upset because it's just like I review these shows and I'm like, damn, how much longer do we have to wait for 4 episodes? Until next year?
It don't make sense.
Because Chasing Atlanta, they're on schedule. They're releasing their episodes every week. They're getting the clicks and views. And G-Status is in limbo because I don't know what they're doing over there.
That's what the people are looking for. People are looking for consistency. And then one little slip up they did have, they quickly released a little message saying, hey, we apologize for the delay. And I believe the episode was released later on that night, like at midnight or at 1 o'clock or something like that. And that same day, I think YouTube in general was having issues, so it wasn't really them.
It was YouTube having exactly. And they still to that night, they released the episode and they had like 1,000, almost 2,000 people in the chat that night because I was in the chat that night. So they're still on schedule. But G-Status, no. When it comes to schedule, G-Status get an F when it comes to scheduling.
Mm-hmm.
But their production and quality is on point. I give G-Status
It is, and that's the sad part. They have so much potential. Like, they're doing it, but I feel like Ja or KL, whoever, they fucking it up.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the hell? And then with the reunion, see, this is why you don't take no reunion. They already spilling tea about the reunion. Who was that? Oh my gosh. She was on her IG, the one that they say is a racist. Oh my God. Delicious.
Delicious.
She's on her Instagram telling how she had to get escorted out. How was this? And how John them is the issue and the problem, not the cast member, it's production. And I'm like, why the hell y'all talking about this reunion when the reunion not even, when the 4 episodes not out and we already talking about the reunion? Where they do that at? Don't y'all supposed to sign like an NDA?
I think that these little leaks are strategic. I think that they want people, I think it's just to garner interest for the reunion. The issue is that might have worked had you not pissed off your audience by not releasing the episodes on time.
I'm telling you.
So I don't know.
I'm telling you, because we're not that concerned about that because we still want the show to come out. We was like, and people come saying, Wiley, when is it coming out? I'm tired of hearing all this. What happened? He say, she say, release the episode. And I'm like, I'm saying the same thing. And still to this day, no episode. I don't even know when the last episode came out because when it did come out, I was so upset. I'm like, I couldn't even remember all the cast members' names. I couldn't remember all the cast members' names because it's been so long.
I think that they last episode randomly dropped on a Wednesday. I want to say when they schedule supposed to be every other Sunday. I don't.
I'm like, what the heck? I said, what is going on? Y'all released it came out and then it just silence. And I'm like, why y'all wait all that time? Like, what the world is going on? And please don't say y'all still taping because that's ridiculous. That don't come out with it. But again, G Status have always done this because their first season came out, 2 years ago? And they ain't released this season until 2 years later, and they still ain't got it together with scheduling. So we shall see what the future holds for G Status. But I will say, Chasing Atlanta, even though it's Chasing Oliver, but they still on schedule. So I will give them that. It is Chasing Oliver. I don't care what nobody say. It's more of Oliver's show than anybody. Because they don't really focus on any of the other cast members. They meet up at Oliver House. Then they at Oliver House again when he had the food taste of the seasoning. And I'm like,
not Oliver bringing on his mama. I'm like, oh, I don't know that. And
then Oliver got his mama on. So I'm like, where is the other cast members? Where is their drama at? And it just centers around Oliver. It should be just Chasing Oliver and everybody just featuring on his show. That's what it seems like. And nobody's willing to challenge Oliver but Kendra. And I'm tired of Kendra, but I want to see something else. And I don't like a show where everybody is friends. It got to be a couple of enemies on the show for me to really be in. So it adds more entertainment.
It's because no one else has anything going on. The one thing I will say is that G Status, even with their inconsistencies or whatever, they did do a better job of actually showcasing what everyone does and making it a point of showing that everyone has something going on versus Chasing Atlanta. I think Troy is he's an aspiring stylist or whatever, but we never see him. Like, nobody actually has anything going on. And I get it right now. I think that they are, at this point, they're filming through COVID. So it's really not that much that people can be doing right now at this time anyway, but still, it's like, what are y'all doing?
Right, because Akeem, even on G Status, it's talking about his life, about his father being abusive, and then his father committing suicide. Exactly. It was a lot of great storylines that G Status had, even Delicious, quote unquote, being racist. Then it got into Shirai allegedly paying Divine boyfriend money for they could smash. It was so many storylines. It wasn't just centered on one person. So I give it key when it comes to in-depth storyline. G Status got them beat, but the schedule, like I said, just not up to par. But I would love to see more of Troy because last season he was boring, but this season he's talking a little bit more. But I want to see him
trying to stir the pot a little bit.
Yeah, I see it. I see him stir the pot a little bit. Yeah, but thank you so much for calling in.
All right, thanks. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, the number is 646-716-8447. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hi, Wiley. Good afternoon. How are you?
All right.
Good. Thank you for making my day at work go by a little quicker.
Yes.
I just wanted to say this really quick. I know it's really not about G Status. Not a really big Chasing Atlanta fan, but I think G Status is having the issues because the cast is very confrontational. Yes. I think a lot of them want the spotlight. I think a lot of them want more notoriety. And I think they're being confrontational. And also, if they shot the season before it aired, I don't understand why they're having issues putting it out. So you put me on to this show. I'm waiting, Wiley. I'm holding you accountable.
And I'm like,
I was not watching it until I subscribed to you.
Right.
I wasn't watching it until I subscribed to Wiley.
And I'm not the producer of the show. I just talked about the show, and I regret almost talking about it because it's taking them so long to release it. I'm like, what in the world is going on?
But you're consistent though, unlike them. But they're very inconsistent, which is my issue. Like it was a good storyline. I binge watched it once you said it when I started watching you, and then I'm just like, okay, now I'm sitting here biting my fingernails every Sunday. I'm looking, and they're not putting anything out. So make your calls to the people that you know, Wally, and make them get on their game. You got your juice card, okay? Use that juice card, Wally. Stop it.
Yes, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it and definitely, keep y'all informed. But I've been sending messages, all the communication and see, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, thank you, Wally. And I just wanted to let you know that I really love you. I love your show. I love your content. I watch you every time you're on live. I'm in the comments. I just want you to know that you're doing a good job, and I just love you, Wally. You give me life.
Well, thank you, because you keep me encouraged by watching. You keep me encouraged. You're welcome.
Have a good day. You too. And I love your shirt. That's hot. You got BIG on.
Yeah.
That t-shirt hot. Okay. Have a good one.
All right. You too.
You're welcome.
Wow. So people are really calling in there and voicing their opinion on this. And I just hope that the producers of G Status hear this and everything. And yeah, so I hope they hear it. I hope they know that we are excited and we are ready for this show. And we want to hear more of this show. We are here. And we want the episode to be released. So I want to say thank you also to Patreon people. A little announcement. We will be going live exclusively on Patreon. We will be going live on Patreon. If you all want to go, we will be live on Patreon. All right. 2466, caller, you on there.
I just think the show makes the gay community look bad as a whole.
Okay. Tell us why.
Because Oliver Twist, he brings way too much.
Okay, and what else? Oh, he's Oliver Twist. Okay, I just got messages. They said, stop making ish up on your show, Wiley. That's lame, sis. I'm like, what did I make up? Let me get King Kang on. What did I make up? Let me send King Kang. Hello. Let me see if you want to come on. We could just dip this in above right now. Because I had a source. That's what my source told me. I could be wrong. Okay, so he had reached out to us and he said, stop making shit up on your show, Wiley. That's lame, sus. What did I make up? If you out there in the bushes, King K, hit the link. If you out there in the bushes, hit the link. Let me do what Tasha K did. Let me send him a link. He can come right on. Let me send him a link. That's what the sources told me. Okay. I'll send him a link. He can hit the link and he can come right on. You let me tell him, you want to oh God. Okay. All right. Let me tell them. I let them know right there today. You more than welcome to come on the show. We can have a conversation. 6115, caller, you on the air.
Hello.
Hey,
Wiley. So this is all I gotta say. Kendra be doing too much for me. Like, I'm starting not to enjoy her scenes. Like, even when she came out, so what's that boy named Troy? He was just doing the most, like with the cigarette and let me tell you how the field day gonna be. But did you catch the commercial for next week?
You said catch the commercial for what now?
For next week's show.
I did. The fight, yes.
So happy they finally just get it over with, because I was saying that throughout the episode, like, I just hope they hurry up and just fight already. Like, not to promote violence, but it's too much with Kendra. Like, just fight and get it done and over with, girl.
So,
I don't know. I'm starting not to like her. Like, I was rooting for her when she was in jail and all of that, but now, no. I don't like her.
It gets tiring to see the same thing when you talk about the same person over and over again. You know what I'm saying? You got to diversify your angle or range, put most of it in your music, or you going on tour, you doing radio interviews, but let it be more so about you, your family, being a trans woman of color, other than, I don't like Oliver, he's fake. And I'm like, Oliver's scary. He ain't gonna fight nobody.
Right.
Oliver is not a fighter. He's not a fighter.
But it's like, I'm like, well, Oliver, like you said, we see what else is going on with him. Yes, it's the drama, but he got other things going on that we don't get to see with Kendra. It's always like, I don't like Oliver. I don't like Oliver. And it's like, all right, girl, we get it.
Okay, you said it. He's fake. You don't like him. But let's move on to something else, okay?
Right. And G status, I tried to get into it, but I just really couldn't. Like, I watched 2 episodes and I was like, it's not for me. Like, I like Chasing Atlanta better, but
yes.
I don't know. Y'all saying they having troubles releasing the episodes, so I guess I'm gonna just stick to Chasing Atlanta.
Yes.
In Dallas.
Yeah, and the reason why I watch G Side, I love it because it's really entertaining. But now I'm just like waiting for the other episodes, and the problem that I'm gonna face is I'm gonna have to rewatch to get a refresher on who's on the cast, what's their names, because it's been so long since I've seen an episode.
Right, and it sounds like it's a TV show. It's a YouTube show, so you gotta stay more consistent.
Absolutely.
Just keep us entertained. You
know? Thank you for that. You're so right about that.
I just wanted to say to you, keep doing your thing, Wiley. You entertain me. You are so funny. I love when you throw your little shade, your little shady moments, and that little laugh. Keep up the great work, all right?
All right, thank you so very much. Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. The number is 646-716-8447. Last 4713. Caller, you on air.
Hey, Wiley, what's going on?
Hey, who's this?
It's Darren.
All right, what's on your mind about the show?
Okay, so I do agree with most of the things you said. In my opinion, I do feel like G Status has upgraded their production and quality value. However, I still don't think that they come close to Chasing Reality's production and quality level. Like, I think the quality over there is better. It's just, like you said, the storylines, it's a snooze fest. You know what I mean? And I do think, like, with the situation with Kenya, I said Kenya, not Kenya, T.S. Kendra, I like her. You know what I mean? She is very entertaining, but I do agree. It's just like, we need to hear more about you and less of Oliver. And I think her issue is she's an alcoholic. You know what I mean? Like, even in last night's episode, you saw when Troy was outside talking to Dominique, and they was just saying, like, she need to put the bottle down. She does. She is an alcoholic. And what else can I say? I'm really interested to learn more about Rico. I think Rico, he's a very good rapper. I've listened to some of his stuff on iTunes. He does really well. I think he's fine as hell. I do want to sit on his face. And I'm going to sit up here and lie to you. Rico is so fun.
He is very fun. You said what? You want to sit on his face?
Hell yeah. I want to rock that face. Absolutely. I'm going to keep it above. Yes. With Dominique, I do think Dominique is very interesting. Like, his style, I know everybody don't get into like the overly like feminine style. Like, some of the stuff he wears is not for the everyday person, but I think that's what makes him stick out. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's very creative in a way he expresses himself through his clothing. You know what I mean? Like, I actually enjoy it. I am interested to hear more about his story, like you said, about him being put out by his family and stuff like that. So, like I said, Chasing Atlanta is good. It's okay. But I don't think the storylines is better than G Status. As far as G Status, after this season, I would not be tuning in again. And the reason I say that is I won't. Like the caller said, it's just very unprofessional. Like, you know what I mean? It's not, you don't update your audience on what's going on. And then when they get under the comments, and ask, okay, when's the next episode? You start blocking comments, and then you made it to where people can't even comment under the videos because you don't have an answer as to when the next episode is going to be. It's just very unprofessional. You know what I mean? Like, I think whatever her name is, yeah, she need to get it together. But yeah, after this season, I definitely won't be tuning into that crap no more.
I agree with you on that. You're exactly right. It messed up a lot of people inside their brand because that consistency. When you're not consistent, you lose interest in a product. I don't care how good the product is, but if you stop putting out episodes, they had it every 2 weeks. They said we're gonna be releasing it bi-weekly. Then it was bi-monthly. Then it was whenever we feel like releasing an episode.
But not only that, it's just like you get mad at the people that like support the show. Like we're only asking under the comments when it's the next episode because we're all invested. You know what I mean? And you going at it with people in the comments, and then you turn. It's just too much. It's just like, girl, without us, it would not be no show. And you should be honored that people are like, okay, when's the next episode? Because that lets you know people are tuning in. But yeah, it's yeah, that's too ghetto over there.
And because with me, and then when you review the shows, and then if it take a big break, you forget about what happened. Like you literally have to rewatch to know the names of the people because it's been so long.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's just too much. But that's all I had to say. Rico, if you listening, I do want to ride that face. I do want to feel that beer against my booty. So if you listening, hit the kid up. And that's that.
Yeah, Rico, definitely. I know his DMs are popping right now. I can just imagine those DMs.
I'm telling you, Wiley, he can hit it 5 ways from Friday. I'm trying to tell you.
And I like it that Rico's not really messy. He just don't know, but his music is dope. And I would love to see a little bit more of Rico. Like you said, I want to see a little bit more of him.
Yeah, he is good. But I will say, I know it probably wasn't his intentions, but the way he dragged Oliver last night, that did it for me. He dragged that boy.
Yes, he did. He did. But he told the truth, and I'm glad he did.
He did.
And Oliver shouldn't be offended by that because everybody's not going to like your cooking. That's just what it is. Everybody.
But the thing is, last night they were on live together last night, and Rico had explained to Oliver because I was watching them two on live last night, and he was explaining to Oliver like because I guess people were hitting up Oliver saying, "Okay, why is Rico coming for you?" and stuff like that. So they went on live last night, and Rico pretty much explained to Oliver that it's no plex, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't no hard feelings. I don't feel a certain kind of way against you, but that was my honest opinion.
Yes, and I'm glad he kept it real.
Yeah, and Oliver received it. He received it very well. Like I said, ending on a good note. But yeah, they were on live last night discussing that.
Yes, and I'm glad they did. And I would love to see more Rico doing interviews because it helps the brand when you go out and you spread out and do shows. You know what I mean? Because, you know.
It does. The only thing I would say about him is he does come across on camera as a little shy, like a little camera shy.
But he got to get, in order to get over that, you got to do.
But have you noticed that?
Yeah, I've noticed that too. He just got to do a little bit more because you will get used to it. You know, when you first start out, you will be shy, but more and more you get on camera, the less it will come as a second nature. And that's why YouTube is definitely that show. I mean, that's why YouTube is helpful because you get on people's lives and before you know it, you just so accustomed to it, especially when you say you're an artist before the Breakfast Club gets you want to have all your practices now because you don't want to be on the Breakfast Club shy. A nigga shy that you know, that's going to be whack. How you rapping so hard and you shy on camera. Like, come on now.
Yeah, I agree. And I will say this about Dominique. Not personality-wise, but just fashion-wise, he does remind me of King Kane.
He does.
Like, you know, King Kane is very out there with his fashions. Like, they kind of remind me of each other just as far as the fashion aspect.
Now, I got a question. Do you think King Kane should replace Cameron? Do you think he should replace Cameron on the show?
I don't even know why Cameron is on the show. But it's not a read because I saw another season where Cameron was on there and he you know what I mean? They gave him a lot of camera time, but this season is just like, you never see him meeting up with the group. It's him meeting up individually.
Yes,
it's
just
never like you know what I mean?
But this is what I don't like is when these people say, "Oh, I don't want to take with that person." Skip all that. Take with them anyway because it adds more entertainment for the show. All this,
but I mean, that should be something that should be in their contract. Like the producer should tell them, like, yeah, even if you are being with someone, it's a show.
It's a show. Like when you keep saying you get the click, I'm tired of these clicks. Oh, we don't want to take. Like G Status, they had a click. Well, I don't want to take with this person. It take away from the show. Put them all together and let it play out on camera because it adds some more entertainment and more drama.
Right.
Yeah.
But I am interested, like I said, in hearing more about Rico.
Me too.
I want that. Like Rico is fun.
Yeah, Rico is very attractive, and I'm glad that he's not more so in the mess. His music is definitely dope, and I would give him that. Like his music is great.
Right, and it's something that, like I said, it's something that I feel like straight people can listen to as well. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I don't know. I think he can appeal to a straight crowd as well. But
absolutely, but he got to really promote himself. And when a show is out, you need to be on different shows, network on different music shows, connected with bigger blogs that can push your music. Like this is the time you don't give up. You work hard because so people keep to know who you is. And like Kendra got great music. I just want to see more of her do interviews and press because Kendra got great music. It's just like she don't do too much on her social media. When I go to her social media, it's dead. She do more on her social media. I'm on her social media.
And she's too obsessed with what Oliver got going on. It's like, girl, we get it. Y'all don't get along. Got it. You know, like, girl, you move on, live another day. I don't know.
Yes, and I'm looking at Kendra right here. She said, "Karma, bring the pain." I guess, bring the pain. See, he supposed to be a manager. He trying to be an artist. See, that's her career ain't gonna never go nowhere. She need management that willing to manage, in my humble opinion. Because if I was manager,
and Wayne the Pain, I don't even know. Like, he's half of the time I see him, he always looks high, like he the highest in the damn room. Like he I don't know. He does. He just always look like every time you see him, he just look like he on that good stuff. Like he don't really say too much. Like he does like fall.
But Wade is I would tell you, Wade is very messy.
He looks sedated.
Yes.
Every time they show him, he looks sedated.
That's some all that weed and whatever else they snorting. But he's very messy though, because he the one that got on my show and told me that they wasn't getting paid. He was just spilling tea, and that's what I know he's really messy. Since he want to be a cast member, just let him be a cast member. Just get him more camera time because he's doing music now. I thought he was a manager. Now he want to be a rapper.
Well,
I
don't know.
Thank you so much for calling in. I know. Hopefully, you get your chance with Rico.
Oh, listen. Call me Yankee Doodle because I'm gonna ride that face to town. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right, Wiley.
All right. You have a good one. Okay. Wow. Thank you. People say they like Rico. Okay. Y'all got to be tuned into that show. Okay. Jay said Atlanta is the name of the show.
That's right. Bringing you the best in politics and celebrity gossip. This is the Wiley Show.
Y'all need to listen to that, okay?
Don't stop. Keep it going.
Now, this is the Wiley Show. Everything that we have said is alleged. Nothing is really out. It's all allegedly. We invited some of the cast members to come on the Wiley Show. Even if they don't come on here, we still gonna entertain y'all. We still gonna talk about these shows. I've heard that you got to be really strong to come up on the Wiley Show. This show, you cannot be weak. You got to be strong because you never know the questions that we will ask you to come on this show. You got to be very, very strong when you come up on the Wiley Show. And I'm just keeping it crystal clear. Do not forget again, we'll be live on Patreon Make sure y'all join our Patreon tonight. We have an exclusive storyline. We'll be responding to some people. Bring your questions, stuff that we don't talk about on the main channel. We talk about on Patreon. So I'm looking forward to y'all tonight. Tonight at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're on the East Coast, that's 10 p.m. And if you missed the show, if you subscribe, you can catch the replay. Okay. So it take about you can catch the replay if you missed the live show. If you need to be notified when we go live over there, just send me a message right now with your receipt that you're on Patreon. We will send you the link for tonight's show. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all over there on Patreon. I think it will be awesome. I think it'll be dope. And we might go back live again. I got to go to a class tonight. Okay, I got a class. And we will definitely, after we leave class tonight, we will do the show. So I want to thank y'all so very much. The reason why we didn't go live yesterday, listen, child, I was working and being back at work, taking the months off that I took off. Baby, I gained weight and I just got tired. I left that facility. I was knocked out. I was supposed to go live yesterday on Patreon. I was so tired. I said, listen, I need a break. So I went into bed, next thing you know, I didn't wake up until the next day. I wasn't able to air fry no food. I wasn't able to do nothing. I was just tired. So I was like, okay. I couldn't even do it. I said, oh, dang, I got to air fry this, air fry that. I was over it. I was tired. He said, okay, so we thank y'all so very much for tuning into the show. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram and we'll keep y'all updated over there. But if you all want to be notified, we do notify you on IG. I post the link up there. I'm going to thank y'all for that. But yesterday, y'all, I was tired. I couldn't. I was tired. Anytime that you're working, okay? Anytime that you're out here working in these jobs, you be tired, especially being on the front lines, baby. I'll be burnt out. So after I get through taking my shower and do all that type of stuff, by the time I get up, I'm like, oh, child, it's literally the next day. But today I got up, I was refreshed, I was off today, and I'm off tomorrow. Praise him. So I'm able to do some episodes for y'all tomorrow. But thank you so very much for tuning in. Shout out to all the moderators in the house that helped us out today. And I will see y'all on Patreon. Make sure y'all go check out the 2 shows, Chasing Atlanta, and go check out G Status ATL Hustle. And if you want me to interview these cast members, tell them in their DMs. Go on the Wiley Show. That help us out because it show how much impact that we have as a show. So if you want us to interview these cast members, all you got to do is literally DM these cast members and tell them you need to be on the Wiley Show. On this show, we got we're worldwide, okay? We're worldwide. We just reached. Make sure y'all subscribe too. We almost at 15,000 subscribers. If I go to the views on our show, we are literally at. These are total views that the show have garnered at 3,489,147 views. So that's dope. Out of all the energy we put in, 3 million plus worldwide views that we got and still in counting. Okay. All right. So that was definitely dope. So if you all missed the show, make sure y'all go and catch out the replay. I will see y'all again. Make sure y'all subscribe. You can subscribe right now. It is free. Make sure you click that subscribe button, people. And if you need any sponsorships, that email address is wileyShow@gmail.com. Stationhead. You can reach out to us on Stationhead at The Wiley Show. We will be back on Stationhead next week. So you all make sure y'all subscribe to us on Stationhead. You must have an iPhone. If you have a laptop or a computer, you can listen to it as well. But it works really well on the iPhone. So all my iPhone users or iPad users, you can listen to us on Stationhead at The Wiley Show, TheWileyShow. And we will be bringing that show back next week. We'll be back live on Stationhead, okay? For 30 minutes, we'll be live on Stationhead. So instead of me doing my lunch break on YouTube, we will give our lunch break to Stationhead. We'll talk about some things over there. All right, y'all. Y'all have a blessed one. Peace. All right, we're done. Okay. Hey, 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 hey.